Now Ayrshire Radio Podcast presents Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Well, it's time for this week's Local Legend Spotlight, and I'm joined by Andrea, McAdam and Scott Neal. For more than 40 years, Fisher Direct Furniture has been helping families across the region create homes they love, from fitted bedrooms and German furniture to bespoke home design and installation. The family-run business has become one of Ayrshire's most trusted names. Joining me this morning, we've got Andrea and Scott. Welcome this morning.
Hello.
Hi there.
So before we talk business, it's a Sunday, and I know what I was doing this morning. Everybody else will be the same. So the big question is, are you a tea or coffee person?
Coffee for me.
Coffee for me as well.
So two coffees. What about your roll? What's your go-to Sunday morning roll?
Sausage, tatty scone, brown sauce.
That was very specific. What about yourself?
Sausage and probably the same, actually. Aye.
You must be quite an easy order to go in it.
Oh, definitely.
And what's your favourite place to visit? If you were off on a Sunday, you managed to get the day off, what's your favourite place in Ayrshire to go to?
Any golf course for me.
Probably charity shops.
There we go. There's a wee bit of a difference there. You get a Sunday away from each other. There we go. Right, okay, we're going to be finding a lot more about the business very soon.
You're listening to Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Now Ayrshire Radio.
We are with Andrea McAdam and Scott Neal from Fisher Direct Furniture. So, Andrea, talk to us about the early days then. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Unthank, in a council estate. It was great. We all grew up in Unthank, actually. So I know the families, my cousins and everything, we're all quite close. So we've always been a close family, yeah.
Everybody living together. Were you on Thank as well, Scott?
Thank as well, yeah, Meekwood Road.
So you brought up in Unthank, different generations of when you were brought up, being the fact that you are, so just for everybody listening, so Scott is your auntie, is Andrea, and Andrea, your sister, I've had to write all this down by the way, your sister also works in the business, June, so it's yourself and June, yep. And then you've got the daughters and sons of the family as well involved. So Andrea, talking about your time growing up then in Unthank, how did you then get involved, and what was the story of the start of Fisher Direct?
My dad and his brother took the redundancy from the Glazier Metal, and his brother moved up from London, and they started just selling. In fact, the first time was they were at a wee show in the Station Hotel in Ayr, which was successful. And then they got a wee shop in Nile Court in Ayr for a short period of time. And then we moved to where we are now in Heathfield Estate in 1982. So
going away back then to something that has really grown and continued to grow from there. How did you find then, what age were you when this family business kind of started? I
was about 16, but then I started in the business when I was 20. It was actually my 21st birthday when I started working there. I know.
What was your first job before that?
I worked, I had 2 or 3 jobs. I worked in a factory which I absolutely hated, and I begged my dad to give me a job, and it was half the wages, but I didn't care. So that's why I started in Fisher Direct.
So your 21st birthday, starting with the family business. Yeah. Talk to us about that then when you went in the door and when you were 21. What was your role in the business then?
Office junior.
And then how did it develop from there? So what was your journey in the business?
I did, as I say, office junior, and then worked my way up to do the bookkeeping and things like that. And I kind of stuck to that for years and years, and then moved into selling in the showroom and a wee bit of everything. We all do a wee bit of everything, to be honest.
It's always the same with a small business. Yeah. So obviously, family business, you've been involved in, Scott. You then coming on the scene to the business as well. So what age did you join the business?
Just when I left school in 99, I was 18.
Straight into it?
Straight in, been there ever since.
And what was your role to start off with in the business as well?
I started doing the bedroom fitting, so I was out with the boys delivering sofas, bedrooms, and just learning about how everything worked. And then eventually done some office work, went into the office, and when my papa retired, I started doing the bedroom designing, and I've been doing that ever since, past 14, 15 years. It
really is it's a lovely story as well, with all the family involved. So what's it like then working with your family as well? Because you've got your brother in there, you've got your cousins as well. Mm-hmm. I think you've got quite a lot of family. Do you get some other staff in there as well?
Yeah, there's the two fitters as well who are basically like family. David and Colin have both been there over 30 years. David's been there 40 odd years. He's been there ever since he left school. So they are basically family as well. But working with family, it has its ups and downs. We're always together. I mean, we're open 7 days. We grew up together. We moved from Unthank to Will Park and made 3 houses right next to each other. So we worked together, living right next to each other. It was tough, but we're a very close family, so we've made it work.
I think you would have to be, because like, you know what, it's challenging. I mean, we all know what it's like in the workplace regardless. I mean, we've all been in workplaces where you can go in and you can go on very well with your colleagues, but there can be points of debate and stuff, which is sometimes good when you can leave the office and you go home at night and you maybe go back to your partner and go,
no,
that doesn't happen.
That was great. You guys don't get that at all.
No, absolutely not.
No.
So I take it. So how do you separate kind of family and work? Does it separate, or is it kind of just all blended into one?
I would say it's all kind of blended in, but to be fair, we've all got our own hobbies and things like that, and friends and things.
You like
that.
charity shops, you like golf.
And that was my mum that got me into charity shops.
You can't beat them.
I used to just drag her around them, and then I'm a wee bit addicted to them myself.
Listen, you get an absolute bargain in a charity shop. Would you like a bar? We're going to be talking about bargains of the week later on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you're going to have a couple for us. So listen, you've gone through over 4 decades of working together. Families, it's really difficult being together, but what would you say the challenges, you'll have seen it over the years in terms of the retail sector. How have you seen it develop over the years as well, from when you started to now?
Oh, it's definitely had its ups and downs, but I mean, we've grown as a business, and you get people coming back to you in the next generation, in the next. If you give a good service, they'll come back. And that's our kind of motto.
Good service and good products.
Good quality furniture. And we go that wee bit extra because we are a family business.
And with the products that you sell as well, I mean, when I was reading up on you guys at the start, it was mentioned about some of the German manufactured products.
Yeah.
From the early days, and probably talking about your dad and your grandfather, what was the reason for going down the route? Has it always been working with those types of manufacturers, or is it something that's developed as time's gone on?
Well, it was in 1982, my dad and his brother went to Cologne to the big massive furniture show there, which they seen bedroom furniture, and they thought that there's a missing market here in the UK for that, and we started off just by selling wardrobes and cabinets and things, and then we've moved on. I mean, we do virtually everything to do dressing rooms and things like that are the kind of up and coming thing just now, but anything at all, any budget, you know what I mean, we don't, I mean, from whatever you want to spend,
you're willing to help, and you can get something to adapt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the benefit in the fact that you are a family business, that the decisions are made round the dinner table, so to speak, rather than having to go through head office and corporate. Well, you want to speak to customer services, you're going to have to phone this person, where are they? I don't know where, the other side of the world. But no, it's good to have that local feel and bring it together. Now, one of the things that I've seen, Scott, from your side as well, is the introduction of your social media. I mean, that's something that really needs to be pushed. I mean, the world that we're in just now, people browse, people shop, habits have changed from maybe walking by and just noticing a showroom to really being attracted from social media. So Scott, talk to us about that, because there's somebody else's face that we keep seeing on it.
Yeah, my wee Andrea's granddaughter Evie, my wee niece, she's been great. She's come in and done all the videos. She's brilliant. She's got a great attitude, and I've been kind of the one that's directed her doing the videos and things. We just try and pick up on trends, anything that's popular, anything that we see on TikTok, we'll just kind of try and put our own wee take on it. We try and do some serious stuff as well. Obviously, loads of jobs that we've done, things that people maybe can imagine in their own home as well, but we try and keep it fun as well, and Evie's certainly introduced that, and she's loved by the public.
She is. It's clear as well, she seems to be that she's going to run the place. See, when she walks in, you can tell her very much.
She's going to be a gaffer or something one day.
This is my show in here. Right, talking about, I mean, working in the business over all the years, what would you say your proudest moments been, Andrea, throughout the time in Fisher Direct Furniture?
I would say probably what springs to mind is our 40th anniversary, when we had about our first kind of birthday bash, and all the family were there. My dad was there, And it was just lovely to see all our customers, old and new, and especially my dad being surrounded by all the kids. It was great. His grandkids, his great-grandkids. It was just lovely.
And also the legacy. I mean,
Yes.
to build something from nothing to what it is today, and also to see all the family within it, must be a really nice feeling.
Okay.
And something that collectively you'll be able to hopefully pass on from generations to come as well.
Yeah.
And Scott, from your side, I mean, working in the business, what would you say the kind of challenges are just now in terms of the day-to-day when working in a retail environment, but also from a design perspective as well? Are you finding more challenges in today's world? What's changed?
Oh, the customer trends have changed massively just with the internet booming and loads of other furniture shops are competing with everybody. So we're trying to get our website e-commerce ready. We're getting that up and running just now. Craig and Stacey are working on that. So in terms of my day-to-day, I love going in, seeing a bedroom and somebody comes up with an idea, but maybe I see the bedroom done in a different way and I can 3D design it for them, use AI, use a bit of VR technology, hopefully in the future, which is coming, and then imagine them, they can imagine exactly what the bedroom will look like.
It is quite amazing though when you think about the technologies that are out there, and obviously technology comes at a cost, but when you think about some of the things that you would have to do to try and get through to somebody to explain, because looking at a CAD model is one thing, but being able to put a virtual reality headset on and actually walk into your room because it's been 3D scanned and see it must be like, wow, right, this is how it's going to look.
Oh, 100%, definitely. My papa used to do it, and he used to do line drawings, and customers would come in and say, I don't even know what I'm getting. Mr. Fisher was in and out in 10 minutes. What have I bought? But I've got the technology that I use a company Fun Plan. They're brilliant with the German manufacturers, and the visuals are stunning. People can see exactly what colour everything is, where their windows, walls, doors, everything is. And it's brilliant.
No, listen, and you've got, and the one thing as well is, and we say it regularly, you can't stick to, you need to always move on with the world as well. I mean, from your time as well, you'll see how much things have moved on, but you can't be stagnant. No. You've got to invest in the latest technologies because the big boys out there are doing it. Yeah. And if people can go and get that experience from somewhere else, it was people prefer that, they can see it, because nobody's coming in and spending 20-30 quid. Do you know what I mean? When you're going in to get furniture, to get something in your bedroom, it's a sizable investment to anybody regardless of scale. It's a lot of money, so being able to really visualise it and see it probably helps, but also probably lets you upsell as well, so people can actually go, I could really be doing with this and I like it.
Tune in live every Sunday from 10 a.m. for Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Only on Now Ayrshire Radio.
Now Ayrshire.
We are still with Andrea McAdam and Scott Neal from Fisher Direct Furniture. Now, one thing that stands out is how Fisher Direct evolved from being a traditional furniture retailer into the design-led business, as we mentioned, Scott. So, what do you think, what was one of the things that you've done in the technology side in that you've grown that's been your real success story? Somebody's come in and went and you've transformed someone.
I think like being able to plan bedrooms using the technology now compared to what I said like my papa used to do has been amazing, because the visuals are stunning and people can see exactly how it's going to look, and customising things, like a lot of people care about how the interiors look and what goes into the interiors, so I'm able to plan, say for example a 6-door wardrobe, and they've got certain things they want to put in the wardrobe, double rails and stuff. I can put clothes in, I can design, I can put bags in, shoes in, show them exactly how their wardrobe is going to be laid out inside, which is obviously detrimental to getting business.
Absolutely. It's probably one of those things, I mean, the houses now, especially the likes of new build houses and stuff like that, are getting smaller
so
inside.
Much smaller.
I mean, you've not got the kind of big roofs, high ceilings and all that. Storage is a premium, so being able to build a custom storage solution must be something that nowadays is so pivotal for people.
Definitely. You get into a lot of houses these days, new builders, they obviously try and get as many houses and as many en-suites and rooms in, but they've got a little space usually, and I'm trying to utilise all that space rather than them just buying a generic chest of drawers or wardrobe to put in. So because they don't have a lot of cupboards these days in these type of houses, I'm just trying to get as much in as I can.
Absolutely. Now, from your side as well, your background going through the business, being involved right through, what would you say some of the biggest trend changes are today? So taking into what Scott's doing, but then continuing on with people and looking at their houses and the different markets that we're in today.
I would say recently we are doing a lot of like dressing rooms, like couples that maybe their kids are away, so they've got that spare room and they're wanting it all like a dressing room, to make room in their own bedroom that they've maybe, it's like just cabinets in their bed and maybe a nice chair or whatever, and then the spare room. That's been really, really popular, dressing rooms. Definitely. I would say.
Now listen, and that's where, I mean, you talk about looking at the way that markets are just now and how to change it. Now, get on to your business. So we spoke about the family, but there's some other people that you've got within the business as well. You mentioned a couple of your fitters. Talk to us about them and how long they've been with the company.
So David's been there since he left school, basically, and Colin had a few jobs and then he was there. Colin is one of my papa's friend's sons, and obviously both of them have been brilliant. They're never really off. They work to an extremely high standard. They're always reliable, and they're just great at what they do. And they can actually come in when we're off as well, because we're open 7 days. They can come in when we want to take a family break and work in the showroom as well, and even sell furniture.
It's great, and the one thing that I'll always look at when I'm speaking to a business is staff turnover, because I think that's important, because you can have a great business, but see if you're constantly hiring and replacing, and there are different industries. Different industries clearly have different challenges, but to listen to your business as well, and the amount of people that obviously out with family, but also including family that have stayed with the business for a number of years, that must be a credit to you and to your family.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the fact that David and Colin have been with us since day one. We also had a finishing joiner, like if you needed it filled in or wee extra things, and he worked with us for maybe 25 years.
Yeah.
And just when he retired, because he was still working up to 67, and luckily Scott's friend had just left the building trade at that time, Wesley, and he's just slotted in perfect. So he does our bespoke cam sealing things and more complicated things. So it's worked out absolutely brilliant. Wesley's been with us for
about 10 years, maybe.
10 years now.
10 years.
So it's great, and I'm really proud of that.
No, great to keep retaining in business, but also it's a lovely story to hear in here, and the way that it's working and continuing on with technology. Right, up next we're looking for your bargain of the week, and I'm counting on you, Andrea, with your charity shop bargains.
Now streaming
Ayrshire Insights, hosted by Elliot Boyce.
This is Now Ayrshire Radio.
We are still with this week's local legends, Andrea McAdam and Scott Neal from Fisher Direct Furniture. But first it is time for the bargain of the week. So I'm going to come to you, Andrea, because you said you love a charity shop, which means you must love a bargain. So what's your bargain this week?
It was a pair of Levi's, and they were actually worth £10, and they fit me perfect and I love them. And I'm not a jeans person, but I wear them quite a lot, so that's my bargain. Happy
days. You got one, Scott, for this week?
I was in a supermarket with my youngest daughter, and I asked her to pick a toy, but she went down the kind of utility aisle and picked an apple slicer. And I'm like, you sure you want to spend your money on that? She's like, yeah. So she bought it and she used it every day for about 3-4 months. We were cutting up apples with it. She loved it, played with it all the time. And then
it's a dangerous toy.
I know. But then, as a kid does, she fell out in love with apples, and then it just sits in the drawer now. So
that was your bargain, your apple slicer. Now, I was talking earlier before you arrived, and we're talking about caravans.
Yes.
And I was telling you about you heard the story about me with the caravan, the jockey wheel. So you're also a caravanner, aren't you, Andrea?
I love caravans.
And you were away on a caravan holiday.
I was away at the caravan last week, and quite a few of the family members were there as well. And also, just recently was my uncle's 80th, so it was so nice to have all the family, all the kids bonding. We had a fantastic week.
Brilliant. So I can now talk as a caravan club member when you're talking to fellow caravanners in the room. Never been in a caravan in my life. Had my first night in it last night. Survived-ish. And now we're here. Right, okay, so back to the Fisher Direct business. Now, it's a family business. We've spoken about that. I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot, Scott, and say, what's the biggest challenge with working with your family?
Just being in their faces every day. You don't really get much of a break of it. You wake up sometimes on a Sunday morning and you've got the day off, and my mum and my aunt Andrea have been texting each other about ideas for the business since about 6:30 in the morning. So you're waking up to 40 WhatsApp messages about ideas, how to grow the business and what we need to advertise, what we need to sell off, what we need to change. So that kind of constantness is brilliant. We love it, but yes, we need some time to ourselves as well.
And working with your sister, how have you found that?
That can be challenging as well.
Are you both quite strong personalities?
Yes, very much so. But we got on great on the whole, and we all have a great laugh. Craig's got a wicked sense of humour, so he always makes us laugh, and Stacey as well. But we all got on great, so that's what it's all about.
Fisher Direct is also, it's got customers whose parents and grandparents use the business, and you're keeping it going with the generations. Now, you touched on it earlier about just deliver a good product and a good service being at the key. The one thing though that independent retailers have faced real challenges in recent years is like online shopping, rising costs. You've got the rising costs continuing, economic uncertainty, and all of the other national living wages and everything else that goes along with it. How have you found it from turnover can maybe continue to go up. Your bottom line fundamentally is what's important in the business. How have you found your bottom line and been able to continue the growth of the business through the years with all the extra cost pressures?
It has been challenging. Obviously, as you say, price increases. And your turnover's going up, but is it going up enough? But we're lucky enough to, and the things that we will never change is we offer a free fitting service, and we could easily go down the road to other companies that charge an arm and a leg, to be quite honest with you, but that's our thing, and that's what we are known for, and that's something that we would never ever change. It's been,
you mentioned it as well, as much as it's always, if you sit and look at a spreadsheet, you can very much look at, well, we could increase that, we could do this, but fundamentally the people that are getting hit is also your customer base, because the cost of living is going up, and there is that fine line of trying to remain competitive but also keep a sustainable business, because that's also really challenging. Now, local business is something that we shout about on Ayrshire Insights, and every single week we get local businesses. In the world that we're in just now, local businesses is more and more challenging. People have got access to more. The internet just allows you virtually to get access to anywhere you want. How have you found keeping people local and giving them that value that allows them to stay local, something they can't quite get online?
I think with furniture, it's a product you'd like to touch and feel rather than just buying something online. So when they come in, we can show them exactly what everything looks like, feels like. They can sit in the sofas, try the mattresses out, see what the wardrobes are made of, and it's hard to compete with other people that do that, but a lot of people in our kind of sector, they like to come in and try the things rather than just going out and buying it online. So we're in a good industry for people actually coming into the shop and being able to see the product in the flesh.
Absolutely, and you know, it does make a difference, because I'm not going to buy a couch unless I've sat on it. Let's be really honest. No. You need to feel it, because there's the wee quirks that you quite like. Does the recliner move that way? How does it work? And of course, listen, it's very much, and it's a product that you buy from feeling, seeing, rather than maybe seeing it online. Up next, I'm going to really put you in the spot. We're going to do the 5 fast ones game, but one of you is leaving the room.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast with Elliot Boyce.
Well, we are still with the team from Fisher Direct, Andrea, McAdam and Scott Neal. I've chucked Scott out the room, but Andrea, you've just grashed yourself in, because I said we're going to do 5 fast ones, and we kind of keep them kind of similar questions, but she's like, I've got them written down, I know what his answers are going to be. So we're going to play 5 fast ones. In the past 10 seconds I've had to come up with different questions. If they're no great, then you can let me know, right? Okay. So let's play 5 fast ones. Right, okay, so this one's simple. You've got to answer the questions that you think that Scott is going to answer.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So, what do you think a dream destination that Scott's never visited that he would love to go to would be?
The Maldives.
Oh, there we go. What do you think the most memorable trip Scott has ever taken?
It's got to be Cheltenham.
There we go. What is a snack that is his go-to? Something that if he's snacking about, what would Scott go for?
Oh God, the fruitcake things he eats.
Fruitcakes?
Oh, it's like a granola sort of thing. I forget the name of them now, but
so we'll call it a granola kind of food place.
Yes.
Something like that. Rather than, I'm going to ask you something a bit different. Who do you think Scott's brother would play in a movie of his life?
Scott's brother? Eminem.
There we go. And the last one. What is the funniest thing that's ever happened to Scott at work?
Probably the day we walked in and there was a seagull in the bathroom. He can continue the story because I wasn't there that day. There was a seagull in the bathroom.
Right, okay, we're going to get Scott back into the room. He's walking back in. Wait till he finds out that he's been rumbled.
He's got my answers too.
I know. So Scott's coming back into the room. So Scott, you're walking back in. We are live on air just now. So if you want to put your headphones on and sit back down, there we go. So Andrea was telling me that you've both written down your answers. You knew what you're doing. So what I've done is we've just made a bit of a twist, and I've changed some of the questions so that it's actually quite difficult for you.
Okay.
So here we go. We're going to ask you some questions. You've got to answer what you would answer, and we'll see if Andrea got it correct. All right. So what is a dream destination that you've never visited?
Pebble Beach Golf Course.
Wrong. You went to Maldives, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Maldives here. So we'll get 0 so far. Question number 2. What's the most memorable trip that you've ever been on?
Probably the Cheltenham weekends.
Yes, there we go. So you've got 1 right so far. What is a snack that you can't live without?
A snack?
Yes.
Flapjacks.
That's it. We're trying to describe it with a wee fruitcake thing, kind of granola. So flapjacks. I'll give you 2. Mm-hmm. The next question was, who plays your brother in a movie of his life?
He thinks he looks a bit like Matt Damon, so we'll go Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. The brother, Andrea went Eminem. So we've got Matt Damon, a bit in between Matt Damon and Eminem. And then the last question was, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you at work?
The time the seagull got locked in the toilet.
Right, you've got to finish the story quickly. What was the story?
So we went out, we locked the door and we went out, and then when we come back the next day we heard some flapping in the toilet. We went into the toilet and there was a seagull in there that had been trapped all night, and the floor looked a bit like a Jackson Pollock painting. So we spent the rest of the day cleaning it up.
Brilliant. Right, okay, there is your 5 fast ones. We are really running out of time. I'm going to quickly go to Andrea. So can you let us know what is happening next weekend?
So next weekend we're having our annual Fisher Fest birthday weekend. We've got entertainment for the kids, food. We've also got a golden ticket. We've got goodie bags for everyone for the first 50 people.
50 people.
And in one of the goodie bags is a golden ticket worth quite a bit of money. So
if you want to win some dough,
it's a fun weekend.
Get yourself to Fisher Fest next week, happening at Fisher Direct in Ayr. If you're wondering what to do, it's on Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
There we go. They are a 7-day-a-week business. They're open every day, but you can go there Saturday and Sunday next week for Fisher Fest. Now, have you got any final shout-outs and thanks before we finish things up today?
Just like to thank all of the family that's involved with the business. I'd like to thank my 3 daughters, my wife, all my extended family and friends who've helped the business grow, and all my customers for keep coming back.
Brilliant. Big shout to everybody at Fisher. Andrea McAdam and Scott Neal from Fisher Direct Furniture. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thanks, Elliot. Cheers.
Pleasure.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.